Good morning, I'm Ivan Nugent of Kriegel & Kriegel, along with Lara Papst and S.J. Moore. We represent Chris Evans and his family. Chris is going to read a statement. After that, we'll answer a few questions and get you all out of here. Thank you for being here, though.
Good morning. My name is Chris Evans. To my left is my lovely wife, LaShawn Evans. We have my son, Isaiah, who's 17, and my son, Noah, who is 15. This past Saturday, August 6th, my family was racially profiled and discriminated against by the City of Lee Summit's Parks and Rec Department, who denied a group of black teenagers entry to the Summit Waves Water Park for no apparent reason other than the color of their skin. After a video of the incident was posted on the internet, the Lee Summit responded with a press release. I feel it is important to correct several inaccuracies in that press release and to shed light on the incident so that it does not happen again. First, some background. On July 8th, my two sons and I visited Summit Waves and Lee Summit to ask about renting the water park for my son's 17th birthday party. The same day, I signed a contract with Lee Summit's Parks and Rec to rent the water park on August 6th for a private party from 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. for up to 250 guests. On the day of the party, my teenage sons showed up to the park at approximately 6:20. They were immediately told by Summit Wave staff that our reservation had been canceled, but given no explanation why. My wife and I called Lee Summit Waves on the way to the water park and spoke to an employee who told me that this event doesn't represent Lee Summit Waves and that my reservation was canceled because she was uncomfortable. My wife and I arrived shortly after and were met by the Summit Waves employees, flanked by police officers. The employee angrily denied us access to the water park. She again told me that my reservation was canceled because she was uncomfortable, and told my sons that he would not be able to have his birthday party there. Yesterday, the City of Lee Summit issued a press release on this incident. Many parts of that statement are simply not accurate. Lee Summit says it made multiple attempts to contact us about concerns before the event. However, the employee called my business line on a non-business day that doesn't get checked on the weekends. That same employee had access to LaShawn's cell phone and email, but didn't use those. They also never gave us any indication that they planned to cancel the party before that unanswered phone call. Phone call we received was at 5:15 p.m. The party was to start at 7:30 p.m. Lee Summit says it was concerned the party was advertised on social media. Nothing in the contract we signed prevented my sons from using social media to invite friends to the party. In fact, Lee Summit uses social media itself to advertise the park. Lee Summit says the event was canceled because 500 kids showed up, but the cancellation occurred well before attendees arrived, and there was never anything close to 500 kids in the parking lot, as Lee Summit asserts. The police officers on the scene agreed that there were not 500 kids on site, and they expressed no safety concerns regarding the number of attendees. Additionally, the park was sold out on that day, which means there were up to 600 people already inside the park. As we were attempting to come in, all those kids were also coming out and not even a part of our party. Lee Summit says it was concerned about the possibility the event would grow beyond capacity of staff, but police officers on site did not share this concern. We also hired our own off-duty police officers or security officers to provide additional security. My kids were heartbroken that the party was canceled. My kids were heartbroken that the party was canceled. They are good kids who make good grades, have bright futures, and do not deserve to be treated like this. And that goes for all the kids at the park that day. My wife and I were hurt that they all were treated this way. We stayed in the parking lot until every teen was given a ride home. There is no legitimate reason why the party was canceled. Instead, it appears to have been canceled simply because the park staff were uncomfortable with a group of black teenagers having a pool party to enjoy the end of the summer. I've told my boys that this is a learning experience. Unfortunately, it is yet another example of how race has been used against people in our community. We are saddened and deeply hurt by this discriminatory conduct and the instances of prejudice that still exist in our community. We believe that racial prejudice in our society should be identified and called out so that it might reduce the chance of repeat occurrences. I am hopeful the City of Lee Summit will address this discriminatory practices and put in place a training system that might prevent this injustice from happening to other Black, brown, LGBTQ families, or anyone deemed to not represent the Lee Summit Waves or makes their employees uncomfortable. Thank you.
We're happy to answer any questions that you all may have.
Chris, at this point, what makes this right? What are we seeking and what are we hoping going forward?
I say there's three things. Number one, the community needs to feel like this is a victory. Lee Summit has had problems with racism and discrimination for quite some time. We need to walk away with, like, we won. The community. It's a championship. We won. The community needs to feel that we walked away and won. And it's not a divided win. It's not we won, you lost. It's as a community, we won. It's 2015. The Royals winning the World Series. It's the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. We all need to come together and say Lee Summit, Kansas City is going to be a better place because this incident is exposing so many other things. That's number one. Number two, there needs to be change within Lee Summit's infrastructure. And that goes from the practices of hiring, training, and developing employees. When you have an instance when an employee that's there to save lives, I'm sure you've all seen the picture, she's there to save lives. She's a lifeguard. Says she doesn't give a single fuck. When you have that instance, that's a deeply rooted problem that needs to be dealt with. I'm sure that there were repercussions that were given to her, but I hope City of Lee Summit that set of repercussions included some counseling for her, helping her to understand her issue, some support. I don't know what the consequences were, but Lee Summit, please tell me that you're giving her some support. I know it's a young lady. It only makes the community safer that she has that support because, to protect her own life, to protect everyone else out here. That's putting anger. You have to give young people support. We can't keep throwing them in the trash. So we need to give some training, some development, so the Lee Summit community is better and everyone is safer. And finally, like, my family needs to be okay. My family needs to be okay. My kids came in a giving spirit. They wanted to host 250 teenagers to have a good time before they go back to school, before they get back in the thick of books. My family has to be okay. I'm looking at my son Isaiah, he's 17. We've been working very hard on college applications, studying for the ACT. How is he going to take the ACT on September 10th with the weight of this on his shoulders? How is he going to spend his first semester submitting college applications with the weight of this on his shoulders? My family's got to be okay. My wife, she has 3 sons and a grandson. We have boys in our family, Black boys in our family. How is she going to sleep at night? They want to go to Chick-fil-A at Lee Summit. They want to go see their friends playing football at Lee Summit West. How will she be okay with them leaving the house when there's this much anger and frustration and you're uncomfortable with us being there? How does that happen? So my family has to be okay. Other Black families have to be okay.
The city claims that there were 500 people who showed up. It sounds like you're disputing that. What would you have done if there were more people that showed up over the 250?
Get your calculators out. Let's talk numbers. July 8th, we signed a contract to have 250 guests there for $1,900. And that's my bad. For $2,100, we could have had 1,400 people. This is posted on their social media website. We could have paid $200 more and have 1,400 people. That's the beginning of the numbers, right? 0 people were in attendance when the party was canceled. 0 people were there when the party was canceled. 0. That's a clear number, right? The park capacity is 600 people. On the social media Facebook website that they use to advertise often, on August 6th, it was sold out. So that means 600 people were in the park. 600 people in the park, right? So, and I say that 600 because Joe Snook also posted on their social media Facebook webpage that typical capacity for Summit Waves is 2,400. But given this summer and COVID and lifeguards, we're going to cap it at 600. Several times when you look on their Facebook social media page, it's been sold out in July, at least 4 or 5 times I counted. They are used to handling crowds of 600 people. So I ask you, like, use your number. I'm not even going to dispute the 500. Let's say 500 did show up. Let's do the math and see if that looks right. If 500 show up, why is that scary to you? You've been handling 600. It's been 100 degrees. You've been handling 600 through May, June, July. You've been handling that according to your social media page. You've been handling 600, no problem. Why is 500 all of a sudden scary to you? Let's go back. I don't know who claimed they did the count, but we got 600 people inside. We got 500 people that you claim. I'm not even disputing at this point. Let's go with the 500. You got 500 people that you claim, ooh, can I get in and come to your cold water park? 500 people over here, 600 people over here. Park closes at 7, party starts at 7:30. By my math, if you're sold out, it should be at least 1,100, 1,000 people out there. How did you count 500? How did you distinguish the guests intermixing? How did you distinguish the parents that dropped off? But the party was canceled at 0. So let's talk about 500. How did you get, who counted 500? It wasn't Grace Carson. Grace Carson took her employees and put them behind the gate and closed it and said, we're not even participating. Police said they didn't count 500. Where did the 500 number come from? Keep it at 500. Keep it at 500. Who knows why it wasn't 700, 800, 1,000? Because this is math we're doing. Keep it at 500. You got 500 kids that this is the party of the year. They've used their summer money to buy swimsuits, get their hair done, get the nails done, buy perfume, hair twisted, hair braided, fresh cuts, haircuts. We're looking good. They're looking good out there. Excited. Get to the door and they say, you can't come in, you can't swim, you can't enjoy this swimming pool on this 100-degree day. We all know teenagers. They upset. They used to having their way. They used to Amazon Prime. We want it now. So now you got 500 upset teenagers. Let's even say 120, 200 of them are angry. Pull the police report. 0 incidents. 0 citations. Police didn't have to direct traffic of 1,100 people mixing in and out. People didn't say, exit this way, enter this way, wait this way. People didn't say, okay, cars are coming to pick up. No, the police were very calm. They'll tell you they were very calm. Lee Summit Police Department did a very good job. They didn't have to interact. You had no stolen cars. You had no stolen purses. You had no guns confiscated. You had no drugs confiscated. What are you scared of? And if you are scared, 500 showed up, nothing happened, everything is safe. No one told them to leave because you can stay at the city park till 11. They left by 8:15, 8:30 on their own accord. Teenagers being teenagers. Oh, this isn't the happening scene? Let's leave. They're gone. What are you scared of, Lee Summit? Why are you uncomfortable? If nothing else, this incident proves to you that if 500 teens did show up that are upset, you have no reason to be scared.
Let's take a couple more questions.
What are your next steps?
We're analyzing that right now. Specifically, we've been talking to the family. We understand that the City of Lee Summit and the Parks Department has reached out to Mr. Evans and they want to have a conversation. We will have that conversation. We'll see their position, but frankly, we're analyzing all avenues at this point.
That would include legal action, assuming, sir.
Yes, sir.
Chris, could you speak to your son's behavior, grade point average? I know they beat you in basketball. What are some of the things that you can say about your son?
Both of them they attend Lincoln College Prep Academy, which is college bound Both of them have 3.8 or better grade point averages, National Honor Society. They play competitive baseball. They were just on the team representing the Kansas City Royals at Major League Baseball All-Star Weekend in Los Angeles, California. Just went to Chicago to represent Kansas City in baseball. Very active in the community. They're part of mentorship programs. I mean, they do a ton of community service. And this isn't just my kids. I also coach baseball, so the baseball team was there. They have the same statistics. Kids at the party, same statistics. It's not an anomaly. They're good kids. Like I said earlier, we're working now in the summer to do college applications. So I love y'all.
Has anybody from Lee Summit contacted you or your attorneys to apologize, or they just released a statement saying there was 500 kids there?
We've not received an apology. Specifically, I haven't spoken with anyone from the city of Lee Summit. I anticipate a conversation in the next couple of days, but no, we've not received an apology.
I would like to say, like, you got to understand, it's 2022. An apology is an introduction to a conversation. We need to be about the action.
Did you by chance get your money back?
There's been discussion about a refund. Specifically on that evening, Mr. Evans was told that a refund wouldn't be possible until today. It's 9:30 approximately, and so I don't believe we've received that refund. At one point, if I'm not mistaken, a free party was offered to Mr. Evans in exchange for what transpired on Saturday night. We think that's wholly inadequate. But I would imagine at some point in time, the city of Lee Summit will figure out the refund and we'll figure out what steps are next.
Was there a clear definition of why they were uncomfortable?
Yeah.
What made them uncomfortable?
So there was reference to social media and being big on social media, but there was also a lot of reference to phone calls. And this is a learning opportunity for everybody. Grace Carson said she received a ton of phone calls on the day of the event. And I say it's cultural because black people don't drop their kids off at places without talking to a parent or talking to somebody and understanding what's going on. Lee Summit has had problems with discrimination. Black parents are not just dropping their kids off in Lee Summit for 2 hours and not getting a full understanding of the event. So hopefully she got 248 phone calls of concerned parents of saying, hey, I'm not dropping my kid off at something that's not professionally done. So I say it's cultural because, I mean, nobody comes to my house or spends the night at my house without me talking to their parent. My kids don't go places without me talking to a parent. That's normal. So in this instance, it's at Lee Summit Waves. We'll call Lee Summit Waves, just confirm everything, confirm it's going to be a safe environment for my teenager, and I drop them off. That's normal for us.
Summit Waves advertises these rentals on their website. This isn't the first time they've had a rental of up to 250 guests. We seriously doubt that they are regularly canceling rentals for 250 guests. No, there was not a reason given as to what's uncomfortable. We're just putting pieces together at this point. It is our hope to get to the bottom of it all. Like I said earlier, we are looking forward to this conversation and understanding exactly what Lee Summit's position is. Until then, this is all we have. We'll take one more question.
Before you go, can you spell your names for us so that we can make sure we get everything spelled correctly?
Chris Evans, Chrissevans. LeShon, Ley, capital Shon. Isaiah, Isaiah. Noah, Noah.
For the attorneys, again, my name is Ivan, Ivan. Last name is Nugent, Nugent. To my immediate right is Lara, Lara. Kriegel Pabst, KRIGELPABST, and to her immediate right is S.J. Moore, M-O-O-R-E. Again, we thank you all for being here. Appreciate your time.